welcome to Live with Candice and Kris.
Welcome to the show. Happy Tuesday.
Happy
Good morning,
Tuesday.
world.
Good
Now,
morning.
Candice,
Don't do it.
she knows what I'm about to do.
Don't do it.
I've been working
I can't believe you're going to embarrass me on national television.
I've been working with you for almost 2.5 years.
Uh-huh.
And your nails are done flawless every single day.
Why is he going to do this?
What happened to your nail, Candice? You human, it's okay.
Why you got to do me like that?
I love you.
Okay, what had happened was.
What happened was.
You know when you turn the lights off in the house?
Yeah.
And then you got to run back in, but it's real, real dark?
Yeah.
So I was trying to feel my way around and be lazy, and my finger got caught in the closet.
Hey, that's how you broke your nail?
Yes.
I had to go ahead and put her out there because she was going to try to talk like this the whole show. And I'm like, Ken, you're not going to make it like that.
Why?
Be free. It's okay. The world can see your chip
No.
nail.
No.
The world can see your chip nail. It's
No.
okay,
It's a black girl's anthem.
Candice.
No. It happens.
It happens.
Listen.
But other than you breaking your nail, how was your
The
night?
show must go on.
How was your night last
I had a good night.
Good
I had a good night.
I like your energy today. I need this morning.
I tell you, it's that IGGAF pill.
The IDGAF.
Yeah.
We can't say it on
I'll
TV,
tell-
but y'all
I-
can figure out what the...
I'll tell you about it one day. So how you doing? How was your night?
Good night, rested up. Didn't really do too much. I was supposed to go to the gym, but I wasn't feeling it. So I
You were
went home.
tired.
Yes.
You were tired.
Yeah, I was going through yesterday, but I'm back, ready to do
It
this.
sounds like your sinuses.
Finally coming on around the corner. That means the weather's getting ready to change. Whenever my sinuses act up, it's right before the weather
My husband, too, he sounded terrible this morning. He
Yeah.
was like, it's like,
Yeah.
what is happening?
Welcome to the world of allergies.
I know. Okay, so fact of the day.
Let's go.
Fact of the day. All right, I'm still going
Keep your fingers. All right.
to hold my finger, y'all. Okay, so after 2 weeks of wearing a pair of jeans, 1,000 different types of bacteria has grown in the front of it. 1,500 to 2,500 on the back and 10,000 on the crotch.
10,000
Bacteria.
types of bacteria
Yeah.
from 2 weeks of wearing jeans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming it's if you don't wash them.
If you don't wash
Oh,
them.
okay.
But here's the thing about it. A lot of, they say you're not supposed to wash your jeans every time you
I've heard
wear
that.
it.
Yeah.
But after this, I think you should wash it regularly.
So that means like people who wear like jeans every day, construction workers. I bet those jeans are.
But if you think about denim, anything adheres to it.
Yeah.
And a lot of the places you sit when you have denim on, you're comfortable. So you kind of don't pay attention as if you were,
Yeah.
a dress or
yeah.
a suit. So
That makes sense though. 10,000.
I don't know. I'm stuck on the bacteria facts because ew. Remember the one with the kissing?
Oh yeah.
10 million different types of bacteria in one saliva kiss.
Yeah. And remember we talked about the water bottles. You need to wash the water bottles. Ugh.
That's why you don't kiss everybody.
And wash your jeans.
Disgusting. But we got more coming up. Don't worry. We got to get into the breakdown now. So here's one for you. A California mom lost all her limbs after a bacterial infection from eating tilapia.
Oh, man.
So Laura Burgess is 40 years old, and she purchased the fish at a local market, and she spent a month in a hospital. Come to find out, all her limbs had to be taken off. She caught Vibrovolunfocus bacteria, which is very common in tilapia. You know, tilapia is farm raised. It's a huge fish right now. It's very costly, but it comes with these bacteria. And the United States is #1 right now for carrying that bacteria because it lives in warm waters. So you need to be careful when you go swimming in warm waters because this bacteria is extremely dangerous.
And you know what? I used to live off of tilapia.
I told you, ugh.
Because they used to sell it. You could get a bag of like 10 fillets for $6. So I used to get it when I was in college and eat 2 of them a day. But then I remember a teacher telling us how like they had high levels of mercury.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever seen a farm where the tilapia?
It is the most disgusting thing. If you think pigs are disgusting the way that they eat, please
tilapia.
look at the tilapia
Yeah.
farms and what they actually feed the fish.
Yeah, it's disgusting. But it's crazy because this same bacteria, a man died from it
gross.
eating oysters in Texas last year. So if you're an oyster fan, don't eat the raw ones because I like the raw oysters. But
And they're
They-
saying it's the warm waters on
Yep.
the Gulf of Mexico. Everything right now is going to be impacted by that. So wherever you get your seafood from, you want to be careful what
Yeah.
you're eating right now. Maybe probably give it a rest for a little
Yeah.
bit until the waters start to cool off.
Yeah.
You know, that brings hurricanes too.
yeah,
So that's always a problem. But here's another one for you. Youth pastor stabbed his wife and child before setting everyone in the house on fire. So according to the church website, he's been a youth pastor at Crossroads Christian Church from 2016, and he loves kids and teaching the Bible. Well, 6 people were in the house when he set it ablaze. Most of them are let go from the hospital, but the mother and another victim is still there on critical.
you know what? Talk about traumatized. It's one thing to be like abused by a parent, but to have your parent try to murder you, and it's a pastor. So obviously he must be suffering some sort of a mental.
They have no idea. They have no idea.
But the thing is, like a lot of pastors, well, they did a survey from 21 to 22 that 29% up to 42% of pastors wanted to quit due to stress and depression. So
Right.
when you think about it, when they have a problem or a mental crisis, who do the pastors talk to? Because most people go to them for prayer and
Right.
spiritual guidance, but like, who do the pastors go to when they have an issue? So maybe this is something we need to talk to. The pastors need to.
I'm not a pastor. I think mental health is real.
Yeah.
We don't know what could have caused it. Could have been infidelity.
Yeah.
It could have been finances. Maybe it's just a prerequisite that he's just a pastor,
Yeah.
but there's obviously a deeper issue
Yeah.
than that, especially being a youth pastor.
Yeah, but thank
You
God
know,
the
to
kids
go-
survived and the wife survived because they could have been.
To go that far to set the whole house on fire,
Yeah.
you're trying to burn up evidence. You're trying to burn up everything
Yeah.
that's possible.
I'm sure more details are gonna come out about this.
Ooh, talk about details, Hunter Biden.
Oh Lord.
Give me a second.
Oh Lord.
What is happening to the Biden administration right now? So Hunter was indicted on 3 felony charges for allegedly using illegal drugs while carrying a firearm. So he lied on his paperwork saying that he doesn't do drugs when he obtained a firearm. But his legal trouble spans way past any type of drug. He also has tax issues right now that he's facing and is now suing the IRS.
And you know what? This isn't just gonna be a cakewalk for Hunter because he's facing a maximum of 10 years for relying on this federal gun form. So he had a plea deal that originally was supposed to let him avoid any jail time, but that fell through on July 26th. So now Hunter really could be facing some jail. And I don't mean to laugh because it's really unfortunate. Ironically, just last week, they launched an impeachment investigation into Joe Biden. So I'm sure the Republicans are about to have a field day with this going into the debates and election season. The
Absolutely.
timing could not have been worse for Joe Biden.
Absolutely, absolutely. They say that he's probably going to affect the presidency, but I think the presidency is already affected on its own. I mean, after the impeachment inquiry, they still haven't found anything wrong that Joe Biden has done, but they're still digging deeper. So we have to see how it plays out, and to say that you're going to sue the IRS because he's saying they illegally leaked his information to social media, his
Yeah.
tax records
Yeah.
and such.
My question was though, Hunter Biden, you're the son of the President of the United States. You have security built into your father's job. Why would you buy a gun? You know what I mean? What is the point of Hunter Biden buying a gun and lying on the form? Did he not think that was gonna?
I don't know.
You know what
I think it's like pastors' kids. Like they have a one-way ticket to God, but they still choose the devil.
Yeah. But one thing I will give Joe credit for, President Biden, is that he's been sticking by his son's side. A lot of people thought that he was going to
Absolutely.
kind of distance himself from Hunter, but he is
Absolutely.
actually sticking beside Hunter. So, and unfortunately,
Wouldn't you?
I would too if it was my kid.
Yeah.
But he lost his other son, so I hope that Hunter can somehow
I don't know. They say that Joe is giving him, preferential treatment, but come on, it's his son.
It's his son. And on that note, we got to get into what's trending. So Jan Winter, the creator of the Rolling Stone magazine, has been fired from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame board after making controversial remarks about black and female artists. Now, he was questioned about his new book, The Masters, which had a lack of diversity. He spoke highly about Bono and Bruce Springsteen and artists like that, but when it came to black artists such as Stevie Wonder and Marvin Gaye, he just said that they weren't articulate. But the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame board was quick to make the decision to fire him, saying that this does not represent the organization, that they are an inclusive representation. And I think that this is a major moment in music, because I don't think people realize, like, for an artist, a music artist, to be on the cover of Rolling Stone, that's the equivalent of a model being on the cover of Vogue. So to have the creator come out and say he doesn't think that black people and women are not articulate is a major slap.
Well, here's where it stands from. So Yen officially, he co-founded the Rolling Stone in 1967, left it in 2019. He's 77 years old.
Yeah.
This whole thing came to be because he's now writing a new book called The Masters, in which he's interviewed several other musicians, legends that he's worked with over the years. When he was asked, why aren't you having any African Americans, he said, especially women too, African American women, that we are not articulate enough to have that conversation, but yet we are articulate enough to single-handedly build an industry.
Yeah.
Because it's built off of the blacks, it's built off of us, rock and roll, all of that, R&B, soul, all of that came from
black people.
Us.
Yeah.
So that is derogatory. It's sexist. I'm glad that they moved quickly to get rid of him. But this is a problem that you see across the board no matter where you go.
Yep.
And it's something that we have to take seriously. But that's one check gone. We got a lot more to go after. But don't go anywhere. We got a lot coming up. What's trending and a beautiful guest to come. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the show. You're just in time for Unfiltered. So today's guest is an expert accountant for micro and small businesses, government, realtors, attorneys, and more, and is the CEO of the firm ALP. Please welcome to our show, Miss Chantel Williams. welcome.
Welcome.
Chantel.
So happy to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for taking time out of your hectic schedule to come and chat with us. We appreciate it.
Yes.
So we're going to dive right in.
Okay.
So I understand that you are from
New York.
New York.
Yes.
Here we go. So
I'm gonna behave.
she's going
I'm
to
gonna behave.
get turned up. So what was it like in the earlier years growing up in New York, and what drew you to this industry, this career path?
So I'm going to make this quick as I possibly can.
Take your time. Talk
Take
to
your
the people.
time.
Okay, so I was born and raised in New York until probably like first, second grade.
Okay.
And then we moved down to Florida, where we spent a lot of time
Okay.
here. Graduated from BCC, and then took my career goals to mortgages. So I spent about 14 years in the mortgage and real estate industry,
Okay.
which was amazing because back then it was awesome.
Yeah.
It's a good business, but it's about to change, and so, you know, mortgages was my thing. And then I have my degree in accounting, and so it was something that I love to do. It was something that I seen when people came in my office to get a house, they couldn't qualify because their numbers were never in order.
Oh, wow.
And so it kind of triggered me to say, you know, I'm always fighting the same thing over and over again when it comes to just trying to teach financial literacy, just in what it should look like.
Right.
And so I came to the accounting side, and I absolutely love it. I don't know which one I love more, but I love it.
Oh, wow.
Okay, all right.
Okay. So your firm,
Yes.
ALP, what does the acronym stand for?
So the firm ALP, it stands for Agape Life Planning. I chose
Okay.
to name it that because you want to do everything in love. Finances and dealing with people's money and, you know, taking care of their budget. It's
Right.
a really sensitive thing. A lot of people just stray away from it. They act like if they don't address it or
Right.
like take it head on, they just ignore it until they're in bankruptcy and it's too late. And so I wanted to make sure that people knew that we did it in love and
Okay.
care. We wanted to help you plan your life in the best possible way, and there was no judgment, no matter what was
Good.
going on. So,
That's good. So you're known as a sassy accountant.
yes.
Of course, I want to know where sassy accountant
Yeah.
come from.
Okay.
But what other services do you offer at the firm?
So the sassy accountant actually came from my mentor. He's a Jewish guy, and he was like, "Girl, you don't let up off their neck." And the part of the thing was a lot of accountants don't look like me. They're starting to look like me.
Right.
But back then, it just wasn't me. You know,
Right.
it wasn't relatable to the people I work with
Right.
or worked for. And so I had to just handle myself very differently to gain the respect of other accountants and CPAs because
Okay.
it wasn't common. So he called me sassy, and then that's kind of where it came from, the sassy accountant. But we offer one of my best services, the one that I love the most, is CFO. We become like your chief financial officer in your business. There's a lot of companies who have a marketing team and they have, you know, their attorney for their trademark, but they don't think about the chief financial officer. And having that position allows us to come into your business and say, okay, what does the finances look like? What does the budget look like? Let's talk to who's your HR people, because you can outsource a lot, right? If you
Right.
choose to outsource it, who's actually managing the numbers and the money to make it make sense? A lot of businesses they're not planning, and so they plan to fail. So having a CFO to come in and say, are we applying for grants? What does your credit look like?
Okay.
Right.
Are you commingling funds? How did the business pay you back? That's what we come in and do. So that's one of like the services I really enjoy offering to our customers.
Wow. Okay, I need that. I need all of it.
I need-
But go ahead.
Me too. So, Chantel, when I was reading your bio, one of the things that I noticed was that your credentials span all 50 states.
Yes.
So I want to know, how were you able to tap into those different markets, and why was that something important to you?
So most of the business that we've ever received was referral based. Someone here knew someone there, and it just kind of grew. And I would go to LA. I mean, like I have some clients who are on Netflix, and I have some entertainers, and I have some
Wow.
who are regular just people, and some who are on like reality reality stars.
Yeah.
And so you have to go where they go. And so my name and the company kind of just traveled. And with that being said, I just started going to other locations. So like I have one in Arizona. I visited Arizona, Peoria, Arizona, and it was so beautiful. I think that was the first time I ever felt like that close to God.
Really?
Wow.
Yes, it's so beautiful. I think being here, we see the trees.
You're right.
Or
Right.
in Georgia, we have the mountains, but all of it's kind of taken away, and so you're like forced to like accept the sky. It's
Right.
beautiful. I have an office in Texas. We have one in Georgia. We have 3 in Georgia. We have 3 in Florida, and then we have like a hub location in New York.
Whoa.
Yes.
Black girl
I
magic.
claim
Okay.
her. I claim her.
I love it.
So when you think about funding, especially for new businesses, what can someone do to gain funding and understand business credit?
So I would say the first thing to do is stop listening to everybody online. Like there's a lot of people online, and that's not to say the information they don't have is accurate.
Right.
But a lot of it is fillers, and they bought something from somebody else, and they're piggybacking off of that, and they don't have any real credentials to go with it.
Okay.
And so what I would say is the first thing they could do is find a mentor, like an actual mentor in the field that they want to be in. A lot of people jump in head first, or they have the imposter syndrome, and you know how that goes.
Yeah.
And so they end up spending a lot of money, messing up their credit, starting and stopping business credit. And it can be done, but if you don't plan, you plan to fail. So start with a mentor first in the field that you're in, and then 2, work with someone, like work with an accountant, work with a CPA. I promise the monies that you'll spend with one of us will save you so much money in the end. You'll be happy you did it. Don't just give it all to your videographer.
Wow.
That,
So,
That's so
Chantel, as more African Americans are becoming entrepreneurs and independent contractors,
Yes.
what is the biggest mistake that you see when it comes to filing taxes? I've made that mistake. Give me some advice, Chantel.
wait, where's my pen?
Get my pen,
I need
take
to
some
write
notes.
this down.
So the thing that I would say is don't go to H&R Block or Jackson Hewitt
Or Liberty.
Tax. So little tip, guys, they're owned by the same brothers. 3 brothers own all 3 companies.
No
Really?
way.
Yes. So all the money flows up to the same family.
Oh, wow.
So don't go to H&R.
I'm not. So here's the thing. There are some people who are good people at those places, right? But most people are temporarily trained, 6-week program. They come in and they don't really know. They don't know the actual forms. They don't know all of the laws. They're not doing the same kind of continuing education an accountant can do for you or a CPA. And so what you want to do is you just want to have the conversation, because believe it or not, we charge the same price that they charge.
But you know how they get people? They tell you, oh, we're going to give you a $50 brochure, the $50
That's how
coupon.
they got me.
They got, oh,
But
man.
And now I owe taxes because of them.
And the thing about it is,
Well, there you go. Help us on the way.
You are the perfect guest, Chantel. Help me. Help me.
so you don't have to owe them. Even if you owe them, you could go back and work with someone to then amend those taxes.
What?
Okay.
So that you don't have to owe them, right? 1. And then 2, what you want to do is there are a lot of boxes numbers can be placed. If your numbers are placed in the right boxes, it's called the Trump effect, right?
Okay.
You don't have to pay.
I love
and
that.
on paper, you still make money.
Whoa, the Trump
The
effect.
Trump effect.
I
It
love
fits.
that.
It
I
fits.
love that.
So you can fix that, okay?
Okay, I need to talk to you,
So
Chantel.
all right, so we talked about people needing to find their network, so to speak. But what advice can you give them to even tap in to that network? Because in that network has resources. A lot of people don't know how to do that.
You are a network. You are a network. This organization is a network. When you're tapped in, don't look for what can you get from someone.
Right.
Look at what you can bring. Go into the situation thinking about how you can be a service to the other people, and be genuine when you do it. And you have the ability to build some really great relationships with some people people who would be willing to support you in your business and refer you within their network. And don't join every, I hate to say this, girl group. Okay? You're going to spend a lot of memberships joining these girl groups, and it's not about what you think it's about. We have a program called the Lady Mentor, and it's a group of mentors who mentor mentees, and then you volunteer your time.
Right.
And so the Lady Mentor program is a really great program because it's a small fee, like anything else you have to pay in order to make it run.
Right.
But you have access to people in the fields that you're looking for, like that you work in order to get support and legit support in that industry. So whether you're looking to, be an attorney, whether you want to be a judge, whether you want to be an anesthesiologist, there are women in this group who can say, this is the school you go to, this is the course you take, this is the support you have. So you're not just Googling all the information or looking for it on TikTok.
Get out. So how do they connect with that then? If, like, let's say, for instance, I want a mentor, how would I go about finding that service?
So you can either go to sassyaccountant.com, and then it's a button that says mentor. Just click there, and then it'll take you to the community. Or you can look up theladymentor.com, and then you can find it there as well.
I love that.
So Chantel, your business is growing and expanding. What's next for you? Where do you want to take this?
So, in my next life,
Okay, all right.
I would all day be a radio VJ with like all the gossip and the tips and stuff.
Really?
Love it.
Yeah, so
I can so
I can
see
see
it.
you got,
I see it.
Yeah.
I see it.
So my dad, he was in the industry, and I got to spend a lot of time in studios and record labels and radio stations and cruises, and it's a whole nother vibe.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's not pushing paper. So, like, in my next life, call me.
I love
Well,
it.
I'm gonna call. I will be calling. I will be calling.
But what's up right now is
calling.
tax season. So
Yeah.
we're looking for some more tax agents no matter where you're at.
Okay.
We do remote training and in-office training. So tax season is coming. A lot of the ladies who've been with me have been with me for over 10 years. And so right now, with that being said, I'm just looking for some really good women and men who would love to be a part of the organization and partner with us. Our goal is to teach how taxes is actually supposed to be done, not just push numbers to the IRS.
Well, I will make sure. We'll make sure that they have that information. Thank you so much for being
Chantel.
here.
Yeah.
We love it. We gotta have you come back
Please
again.
do.
Definitely.
A couple times.
Give me some advice. Gotta fix my life.
I'm here
But
for it.
guys, that's our show for today. We gotta get out of here. Thank you for tuning in.
We'll
Thank
see you guys. Same time, same place. Be safe until tomorrow, you guys.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you, Chantel.